Invading You news now. And look, wherever you live in the world, Britain has probably tried to invade you at some point. That is a historic fact, because new research claims that Britain, in our long, colourful, magnificent, slightly shameful and occasionally cross-dressing history, we have invaded all but 22 countries in the world. This new study has found out that at various times the British have invaded almost 90% of the countries around the planet. Those are pretty good numbers as invaders go, Andy. That is Imperialism Hall of Fame form. This analysis is contained in a new book, All the Countries We've Ever Invaded and the Few We've Never Got Round to. And I even like that title, Andy, The Few We Never Got Round to. It's not that we failed to invade those other 22, it's just that we basically forgot.
Yeah. On that list of the 22 countries that have escaped our glorious form of benevolent justice, Sweden. How the did we miss Sweden, John?
That's ridiculous.
After everything the Vikings did on our shores, I reckon it's worth taking a pop at them now. If you land between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m, they'll be in the sauna anyway. We'll just walk straight in. But there are good excuses for a number of the countries that we haven't bothered invading. Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, just left it to the French. Nothing much happening there. Tajikistan, transport nightmare. Guatemala, forgot. Marshall Islands, never heard of them. What are they anyway? Luxembourg, come on, we like a challenge. Chad, well, the Queen already had a sandpit at Windsor Castle, didn't need a massive new one in Africa. Vatican City, why spoil a good day out in Rome? Kyrgyzstan, can't spell it. Mali, never been drawn away from home to play them in a football tournament. And Paraguay, silly name. So basically we've invaded almost every relevant country in the world, John. In the world.
It's amazing that we didn't just accidentally invade Luxembourg on the way to invading somewhere else. The book analysed the histories of the almost 200 countries in the world and found only 22 which have never, ever experienced an invasion by the British. And look, don't knock it till you've tried it, 22. If you haven't been invaded by the British, you've never lived. It's an elite club with a membership of almost everyone. The author explained his desire to do this, saying other countries could write similar books, but they would be much shorter. I don't think anyone could match this, although the Americans had a later start and have been working hard on it in the 20th century. Ooh, catty! I mean, that's technically true, but they're not going to get close, Andy. In fact, the only other nation which has achieved anything approaching the British total is apparently France, which is amazing because you mostly think of them capitulating in wars rather than starting them, don't you?
Do you lose one for every time you've been invaded by another country?
They might have lost the title with that. Interestingly, the French also hold the unfortunate record and the dubious honour of having endured the most British invasions. But it's just so hard to resist.
Yeah. So it's like goal difference in football, invasion difference.
Yeah. It's just so hard to resist invading the French. They're right there, and their food smells so good as it wafts across the channel. And they've got those curvy come invaders coastlines. They're practically begging for it.
He included incursions by British pirates, privateers, or armed explorers in working out the number of countries that have been invaded, provided that these people were operating with the approval of their government. I mean, and this is how it used to work, John. Official government-sponsored pirates. Those were the days. We didn't have to tart these things up as some kind of trade mission or inward investment. Just straight up, honest-to-goodness, British stealing and acquisitiveness. And it just goes to show, John, as the old adage says, it's amazing what you can get away with if you have a very smart uniform, a well-polished stick, and a hat that means business. The author said, this book is not intended as any kind of moral judgment on our history of empire. It is meant as a light-hearted bit of fun, which ironically is also what the British Empire was meant as.
Yes, of course it is, Andy. The British Empire was just supposed to be a light-hearted bit of fun, and everyone took it so seriously.